Sometimes I'm now going to have blood pressure. I don't have diabetes. I don't have all those diseases which you normally come across. And one of the reasons is that I don't worry too much. Even the Bible says you should not worry, because it says even when you worry, you are not going to add an inch on the length of your hair. So don't worry, don't get worried. On the issue of salaries and other emoluments for the public servants, it's not an issue of principle that public servants should be paid comparable rates with what other public servants are paid in other parts of the world. No, it's not an issue of principle. It's not that we are saying no. We agree. We agree that public servants in Uganda, especially the scientists, should be paid comparable rates. But the question is when, and what do you do about other challenges? I'm glad you came here. Last year you were in Kitugu. You saw the tarmac road all the way from Kitugu up to here. Was it tarmac road when you were in Kitugu? This road is cost money. Because these tarmac roads were not there before. All of them. Tarmac road on that side of Gulu was ending in Gulu. And even the road was needed repair. So we have now tarmacked that road from Oluyo all the way to the Sudan border. From Gulu up to Nimre. From Karuma up to Koboko. All the way here, even this one here going to the Rwanda border. This is all money. So the question is, and forget other things, or do you do the basics, but also try to improve salaries? That's really the issue. So we don't have to waste time arguing as if anybody is saying no. No. You are just going to cause yourself blood pressure for nothing. Just calm down, we agree, but you cannot only deal with the salaries and administration and you forget infrastructure. Because if you do that, you are going to collapse. You are not going to sustain it. So that's number one. Number two, the number of nurses who are taken up by the public service. It's not only the nurses. You take the policemen. The international policing ratio is 1 policeman for every 500 citizens. The population of Uganda is now 41 million. We should therefore be having a police force of 82,000. But we don't have that because we can't afford it. We now have only 43,000 policemen instead of 82,000. It's not that we don't want. It is a question of what can we do, but also develop the infrastructure, build the schools, and so on. It is balancing. So what we trade on making sure that the economy grows, because when the economy grows, that's when we shall be able to do what we want to do. And I can tell you the economy is growing. As you are coming here, you can see, especially in Kampala, you can see the factories, how many factories are coming up. You can see the farms here. Things are moving. So the question is not wanting to do this or do that, but what can you afford at any one time? The English say, you cut your cloth, your dress according to the cloth you have. If you have big amount of cloth, you make the dress bigger. If not, then you see how you accommodate. Even the Banyankole say, Okumtoguri Eshunkuitegwa. The hairstyle depends on the shape of the head. If you have got a round head, then you make the shape of the hair accordingly. So that's really the issue. It is not the issue of wanting to do this, wanting to do that, but what can we afford at the same time as we ensure continuous rate of growth. But what is clear is that you don't have enough engagement with the NRM people. They don't talk to you. You stay alone there with your own ideas, with your chairman here. So I would want to talk with you more when we are not rushing, and then we see how to move forward. On the issue of the uniforms, I'm surprised that you are still importing uniforms. This should be made here. What I'm putting on is made in Uganda. That's why I'm not putting on suits. I put on this shirt because it is from our cotton. So I didn't know the army uniforms are from Jinja. So I didn't know that they were still importing uniforms from.
They are not importing them. They are being made from Jinja.
Oh, but why are they expensive then?
They are not expensive. What they are complaining about are the different colors. Sometimes the colors don't match.
Oh.
The shirts and the trousers, but they are correcting.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Now I'm very sorry about your billion shillings for the circle, because that one is easy to do. I don't know why it has taken long. I'm going to take it up. I can assure you that by July, in July you will get that money. I'm sorry about the 18 students who went to university on my encouragement, and when they went there, they got stuck. That one I can sort out immediately so that those children study without being harassed. Now, regarding the lunch allowance, and that one I will take up. The Baganda say, Gavam Kuria. Amani Gavam Kuria. I don't think you should worry about training too many nurses. Because as you hear, population is growing. By 2050, the population of Uganda will be 100 million. A population of 100 million, according to this WHO ratio, needs 100,000 nurses. So 67,000, the one you are talking about, are not too many. But you should also work on the specialization. Specializations, we have the nurses for them. On the issue of employing health visitors as nurses, that's criminal, should not happen. The minister should not allow that to happen. No district to work as a nurse, shouldn't happen. On the school of Nyartuntu, I said that the government will take over that school because fortunately it is within our plan. The Minister of Education tomorrow should also handle the issue of the Itojo debt, that the hospital Itojo has got a debt of something. We should handle it. So therefore, my appeal to the nurses, please, Uganda is growing. The economy of Uganda is now one of the fastest growing in the whole world. And it is growing because we don't eat seeds. Even when we are hungry, we don't for planting. That's how we manage. That's why the economy is growing. If we had not worked on these roads, the way you see them, the way you drove from wherever you came on good roads. If we had not worked on them, this economy would not be growing. If we had not worked on electricity, so this is what we always do. We start with the basics. The msingi, you must make the msingi, and then the others are added on. The economy is growing, so you don't have to be anxious, be calm, work. Even when you are retired, I saw one nurse from Hoima, Murozira Hari Umkekura Kurga Hoima, although she says she's a Mkekur, but I'm much older than her. Even when you have retired, once the economy improves, we shall improve those who are in the country. We'll improve the pensions. Don't panic and think this is the end of the world. This is not the end of the world. What is crucial is what we have already achieved. Because those who are old enough know that in 1986, the economy was totally down. No sugar, no soap, no paraffin in the shops. So what we started with was minimum economic recovery. We wanted the economy to recover fast. You, the nurses, you know this very well. When somebody has fainted, the immediate task is to revive him so that he regains consciousness, to make the economy recover. And it has recovered. That's why you see you have the soap is there, even all the shops are full. That is recovery now. But if you recover and you don't grow, then you will deteriorate. So we had also to make sure the economy grows. Now, once the economy grows, then you get more taxes, and then with the taxes you start solving the problems you are talking about. So it is all an organic process. And you, the doctors, you understand it much better because the whole body is organic. One leads to the other. If one of the basic systems is not working, then there is no way you can save the organism. So therefore, don't waste time arguing about this, arguing about that, because with NRM, it is a sure deal. The question is, whatever we do, we must do it with the growth of the economy. It is the growth of the economy which eventually will enable us to solve all the problems.